Hey guys, today I'm talking about my brushes, which is the question I get the most. Although I don't get very many questions, it's asked the most. So I decided to make a video so I could refer to it anytime somebody asks me about my brushes because I can't always remember like what they're called. But anyways, I might just remember after making this video. Anyways, I'm using the software Krita, so if you don't use Krita, it may not be as useful to you, but Krita is a free painting software, so if you want to use Krita, you could just go to the website and download it. But a lot of brushes are actually similar across software, like they all have the soft brush, the hard brush, etc. So this may still be useful to you, but definitely Krita users will get the most from it. So I'm just going to start. The first brush I use is the basic circle brush. I should probably also mention that these are all default brushes on Krita, so these are not custom or anything like that. I just use default brushes on Krita. So this is the basic circle brush, and this is what it looks like. It layers, so it has, well, I should probably use a different value. Okay, so it has different opacities, or it has an opacity basically, and it layers, it gets darker and lighter, and the softer you press, the lighter it is. And I like to use this for sketching. Like, it has a nice soft line, and the fact that it overlaps allows me to kind of have access to different values, or like many values, without having to actually go into the color picker and like change my value up here. I can just layer them to get darker values, if that makes sense, Yeah, so that's what I use the basic circle brush for. Sometimes I do use it in like the rendering process, but usually it is just sketching and like the beginning of it all. The next brush I use is the Airbrush 2 Airbrush Pressure. Oh god, my handwriting. Oh no, it's gonna fit. Okay, and this is like just your standard soft airbrush, It gets darker, etc. And I use this to create soft edges, or when I want to just apply a really soft layer of a value so I don't get a super harsh edge over something like that, And yeah, I use it to blend a lot too. But yeah, I usually use it to soften surfaces and or actually sketch, because it's so soft that it kind of creates a line that isn't too harsh, But like under sketching, when I'm like sketching, I actually don't like to sketch on digital art. It sucks, in my opinion. I like to sketch on sketchbooks. Anyways, but when I'm making a painting, I have to sketch. My third brush is the Fill Circle Brush 3. Fill Circle. Oh god, that's a space right here. Fill Circle. And as you can see, it's just a round hard brush, so there's no opacity to it. It's just whatever value you have, it paints. And I like to use this to create edges and clean up my work. So for example, if I have some kind of, well, let's just make an artificial line right here. Say I have an edge right here or something like that. And this goes, it like radially gets lighter as I go higher. And so I'm trying to blend this out. And as I'm doing that, I'm getting this like, I don't know what I would call this, excess crap. So I'd use my Fill Circle brush to either get the color that's around it or the color that is right before and create an edge. So yeah, that's how I use it. See? It's all clean and nice and pretty. The next brush, which is my final painting brush, is the Bristle Textured, or you can use the Bristle Wet. They literally are almost exactly the same. So, Bristle Textured. And this one looks like this. Has a weird texture to it. I usually just use this for metals or things that have textures. This is like the only textured brush I have, and I don't use it very often. Most of my paintings I don't use it at all, so Yeah, not very used, but I still wanted to mention it because I do rarely use it sometimes, on a rare occasion. And lastly, I have a smudge brush that I did customly make, but it's pretty crap, so I'm not really going to recommend it or anything like that, but yeah, basically it blends between two values, sort of like you would in traditional art with a pencil and a blender or your finger and smudge it, you know. And yeah, that's basically all for my brushes, so I hope anybody who is curious about my brushes has their has their questions answered, and if not, you can just comment and I'll reply and I'll answer your question. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.